we got to talk about it. Ma, your favorite man.
Who is that?
Trump.
Oh, Lord.
My mother's so funny. She was following this story. It just broke today.
Mm-hmm. Sure it is. It's going to be on Monday. The court case.
Donald Trump is found liable for fraud in New York civil case. Now, remember I told you that black attorney general was after him, that female attorney general? And I said once he got into, once these black women after him, it's over.
And his 2 sons.
Well, yeah, she's going after his sons too. But he's done so much that he can't pull away from them. They after him now. Mm-hmm. It says here, I'll just sum it up. I don't feel like reading it. Yeah. Okay. Because it's boring when you read it. A while ago, well, it's been at least 4 years she's had this case. She's been trying to bring this case, the black attorney general. Mm-hmm. Trump is a liar, like we all know. Right. Trump, let's give an example. He'll have a building in New York and it'll sell for, it's appraised, because we know about appraisal getting our house. Mm-hmm. It's appraised at $10 million. He'll say that it's appraised at $200 million. Like ridiculous amount. Like so ridiculous that it's against the law. Mm-hmm. To go from 10 million to like 200 million. And really then inflated. And then he'll say, I can sell it to me, that's what my house is worth. In a part, he's right, but not that much. When it's inflated that much, it's against the law. Right. Because you start to affect real estate prices. You start to affect a lot of other things that people are relying on because your number is so high. Right. But you can inflate a little bit. Like if your house is appraised at, $200,000 and you say, I want to sell my house for $250 or something. For $400 or $300,000 or something, whatever. Because I feel like it's worth it. And if somebody wants to pay that amount to get my house, then that's fine. But you can't say $200,000 to $2 million. That's ridiculous.
Was this that big of a gap?
$10 million to $200 million.
Oh, it was 10 to 200.
Yeah, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
And they found out not only was he doing that in real estate, he was doing that in all his businesses in New York.
He was pumping up the prices. Appraisal
and then on his thing, he would say, I could sell it to the Saudi Arabians. They'll pay $200 million for it. Yeah, they will. Because you'll give them favors when you was president.
Exactly.
Which is what he did.
Yes.
We all remember the guy who, the newsman who was ex-stayed, I don't want to say the word, in Saudi Arabia, and he let it go and said it was an accident or something like that. We all know that the man was taken out by the Saudi Arabian king, allegedly. But he has a relationship with them.
Right, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
And then Jared signed his son-in-law, $1 billion deal with them. Mm-hmm. So he has an interest in them.
Some shadiness going there too. Dirty hands.
He has more money that he wants to make. That's why he wants to get back in office again.
But you said that he's a shady person anyway, to how he was doing business in New York.
Right, he's shady.
He just, a
slickster. And he wants to get back in office so he can finish these deals up. He was making billions of dollars. If you are
a high-level president and commander-in-chief over this country, you got some clout. And
so he knew he was wrong. He knew it was coming. So he's been moving his money out of New York for the last few years, they say.
Oh, really?
Because he knew this was coming. And the judge came down today and said, he looked at the books and said, you're guilty. The trial hasn't even started and the judge has already said you're guilty. The trial starts Monday. The judge looked at the paperwork and it's almost like a case where somebody knocks off a person. Uh-huh. And the trial starts Monday, and the judge looks at it. Oh, he's guilty. You're guilty, he says to the man in the court. The man is like, I don't have a chance in heck now starting Monday. The judge says I'm guilty.
Well, I know they really can't do that.
Yes,
unless it's a trial by jury.
It's a civil trial.
Oh, civil. Okay.
So the judge has already said he's guilty. All they got to do now is find out how guilty he is.
Okay.
So, and not only did the judge find that he's guilty of lying and inflating his amount, he also says that you can't do business here anymore. He canceled all of his licenses to do business in New York.
And now look what it's got him.
And charged him, cost him over $200 million. That's what the suit is against. He has to pay over $200 million.
Oh,
now, foreseeing all of this, I told you, he already started moving all of his money out. So they froze his access in New York.
Okay.
And he's also sued the attorney general and the judge. He did that a while ago. So now it has to go to an appellate court. So we don't know yet, Ma. Yeah. If the appellate court overrules what the judge said, then he's fine.
Okay.
If it upholds what the judge said, then he's not. What I'm hearing is even Stevie Wonder can see that he's false. So the appellate court is more than likely going to uphold what the judge said.
Okay.
It's so ridiculous that anybody can see that.
Okay.
So this $200 million. Now, you know his people going to pay for it.
The mega people are collecting money for him. For his legal defense and everything.
Yes.
And him running as president.
So his cult following is going to raise money for him.
That's the sad thing about, because he can always depend on,
His people that's giving him money is falling behind.
But what they can't do, it's too much. It's too much.
He's not getting as much as he needs.
They can't save him from not being able to do business in New York anymore. They can give him money, but they can't help him out.
And New York is a city that he really thrives in.
Trump has to win the presidency. That's the only way that he'll be out of jail. That's the only way he'll be able to pay people
even
back.
If he's the president, he can still be charged.
Right, but he want nothing to happen to him.
Why not?
And he knows because he'll be president.
But look what happened to Nixon.
Nothing. Nixon got out. And he also knows that he said out of his own mouth, once I become president, I am going to wreak havoc on my enemies. That's what he said. So everybody who was against him, he already said, I'm coming after you once I become president. So it's a lot of people that got some in stake with him not becoming president.
They don't want him if he does become president, they can still do stuff, though. I mean, things can be put in law,
number one in the polls.
They can make a law to do stuff.
He's number one in the polls.
Impeach him.
He's number one in the polls on the Democrat and the Republican side. He's the number one Republican. He not only is he was ahead of them. DeSantis is falling back. His lead is even higher now than it was before, and he's gone over Biden.
Yeah.
And he's not doing the debate tomorrow.
You don't have to.
He said he's going to go to the United Auto Workers thing.
You don't have to if he's leading.
Emerald says, "Hey, ladies." Wendy says, "Hey." Aaron Pearson says, Pearson, y'all are like the liberal Diamond and Silk. I love it. They stand Diamond and Silk. Aaron says,
I won't say that because I don't know him.
Trump for prison 2024. You didn't watch them.
Yeah, I didn't watch
They were two cackling black women that was for Trump.
Really?
Yeah. And you
said the sister's still doing the show, huh?
One of them passed away, and he didn't even know her name at the funeral. He came to the funeral. He spoke at the funeral and called the one that passed away the one that was alive.
He just said some black woman. These are two black women that love me. Yeah. One passed away, whatever her name is.
Aaron says Ron has no chance. No. Ron DeSantis is a moron.
But he's still higher than the other people, though.
I really feel like people are pushing for Trump, not because they really believe in Trump. I think they really want him to wreak havoc. He wants them to shake up. Y'all have to admit, the Democrats and the Republicans are both morons. And so somebody like that orange turnover excites people because they know if he gets in office, he's going to shake up everything. And they want something to be shaken up so bad. They don't want people to just go against the status quo.
So boring to people, and they just tired anyway.
Or they tired of them lying. They want somebody to get in there.
They're tired of them lying?
Well,
that's what's so funny. That's the joke.
Yeah.
All the things that you're saying, you're tired of our government and you don't trust our government. You letting this man win?
Exactly. And the things
you're so hypocritical
and
yourself.
the things that they said he did good, it's not him. It's the Republican Party.
Exactly. That's
so you're really a Republican. Why are you saying that you want him? The stuff you like that he did, it wasn't him.
Right.
They did it because in spite of
they
him.
just needed a
figurehead.
That
was it.
To stand in as a Republican, to vote in the Supreme Court justice people and all the things
they told him what to do.
He's holding up the Bible back upside down, saying 2 Corinthians. He don't know nothing.
Today he went, or was it today or yesterday? I watched because I look at TikTok and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. He went at a gun shop. I think it's the first time that we've seen a president at a gun shop. Mm-hmm. And he saw a Smith & Wesson, I think that's the gun. And the guy, when he said, he wanted to see it. The guy took the Smith & Wesson out of the thing, and he was showing it to the president. If you could have seen the face of the Secret Service, they look like, what are we doing here? This guy is pulling a gun out.
They falling into the.
They look like they look like they was torn. That's why I said he shakes things up. That's never happened before. What president goes into a gun shop without somebody possibly shooting them?
Oh, when you're thinking it on that end of it,
he's going to a gun shop where there's guns all around. That's right. You don't do that.
Oh. And
you got Secret Service, and the man pulls the gun out, and the Secret Service is like this. Oh, they didn't know what to do. It's never happened before. He puts people in situations that it's never happened.
And he's acting to me like Putin. He acts like them. Like, I'm in charge. Wherever I go, they're going to do what I say. Roll the red carpet for me because I am a star. Yeah. I am the one.
Aaron says Diamond and Silk sold their race out. Yeah, it's a lot of them that do. Most Trumpsters. Aaron, not Republican, Trumpsters. Aaron says, I had to vote for crooked Hillary to keep Trump out of office. In 2016, it was the only choice. And Traces of Taiwan's Life says, hi, ladies. That's what I'm saying, Aaron. The people who didn't vote because they didn't want to vote for Hillary, your fault. That's why Trump was won.
So they'll have to choose between the lesser of two evils.
They didn't want to.
Or don't vote at all. Some people may not vote at all.
And that's what's going to happen again. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of people who don't want to vote at all. But I think Biden's going to pull through because I told you what he's going to do. It'll either be a war,
a trick in his hat.
He has an ace up his sleeve. Mm-hmm. It'll be a war or COVID again returning, where everybody's going to be afraid.
But how can he control that? That can't be controlled.
All right. I don't want to get taken off the air. Yeah,
okay, we conspiracies.
Yeah, nobody can control it. All right, here we go. It'll be a war, or it'll be another.
Mean control us knowing about it.
Yeah, whatever.
But you can't control a virus.
All right. Okay. All right. Everybody just.
I'm thinking if you.
You're right, Lenore. You can't control the virus.
No, I'm saying you can control the narrative of it happening, but. Physically, there's something unless you put it out there yourself.
All I'm saying to our audience, in lieu of me trying to keep our station on, I'm agreeing with my sister. You can't control a virus. All right.
So you're thinking that they can.
Look, whatever.
I'm thinking
next year it'll be a virus that will be big again. If it's not COVID, it'll be something new. Mm-hmm. Or it'll be a war, full out war, which already war right now, but they're not really putting it on TV because there's no reason to now. Next year it'll be a reason to. And so you'll see it. And then most people don't change presidents doing those things. So that's what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. Aaron says, if it was only 40,000 votes, more votes for Hillary in 2016, she would have won. Yep.
She got the popular vote, unfortunately.
But not the electoral.
But I think the electoral is, and we all know Emerald, if she watched it too, that documentary told us how the whole electoral voting process was even put in place.
Right.
And that still has a lot to do with the slavery and racism in our country.
Yep. All right. Well, let's talk about Biden. Look at him giving somebody a fist pump. Mm-hmm. All right, Ma, your Biden. He went to the United Auto Workers picket line today.
They invited him though, right?
Yeah, they invited him.